the inborn disposition upon which we were created. When the wind blows violently and the thunder roars and darkness permeates the sky, man's inherent need to turn to Allah for help awakes from its slumber. Then comes a stormy wind and the waves come to them from all sides, and they think that they are encircled therein. They invoke Allah, making their faith pure for Him, except that the Muslim invokes his Lord in times of ease and prosperity, as well as in times of hardship and difficulty. Had he not been of them who glorify Allah, he would have indeed remained inside of its belly, the fish, till the day of resurrection. Most people ask Allah in times of need, and when their hopes are fulfilled, they turn away their backs proudly. Do they think that Allah is to be deceived? Verily, the hypocrites seek to deceive Allah, but it is He who deceives them. Those who turn to Allah only during times of calamity are in that regard students of the deviant Fir'aun. It was said to him when it was too late, "Now you believe, while you refused to believe before, and you were one of the evildoers." I heard on BBC radio that when Iraq occupied Kuwait, Margaret Thatcher, who was in Colorado at the time, quickly rushed to church and prostrated. The only explanation that I can think of is that her inborn nature awoke, and she turned to her Creator in spite of her disbelief and misguidance. People have something inherent in them which makes them believe in Allah. Every baby is born on the fitrah, the natural and inborn disposition to believe in Allah and accept Islam. Then his parents make him into a Jew, a Christian, or a Majusi, a Magian. Whatever is written for you will unerringly come to you. A person who is impatient about his sustenance, worried about why he has so little, and unsatisfied at being lower than others in worldly status, is like one who precedes the Imam when going from one stage of prayer to the next. At the end, he cannot make salams, the final action that makes the prayer complete, until after the Imam has done so. Similarly, one does not die until he receives all of the provision that was decreed for him. Sustenance and provision were preordained and decided upon 50,000 years before the creation was created. The event ordained by Allah will come to pass, so seek not to hasten it. And if He intends any good for you, there is none who can repel His favor. Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, said, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the stamina of the wicked person and from the feebleness that accompanies a false confidence." This phrase has a very significant meaning. As I contemplated key events in history, I found that many of Allah's enemies had prodigious levels of fortitude, hardiness, and perseverance. In contrast, I found that many Muslims were insipid, lethargic, and feeble, all the while thinking, and falsely so, that they were putting their trust in Allah. A true trust in Allah requires striving and working, and then leaving the results to Allah.